Here are two major life lessons I've learned that really helped me as someone under 30, and I'm really working my way up there. So the first thing I've learned is that people would want to know what they want to know. So don't force your knowledge on people. There are people who are willing to learn, yes, fine, but I'm talking about the majority here. A lot of people who don't really have that sense of growing and becoming who they want to become. They have in mind to become somebody, but the process of getting there, they have zero idea. And when you try to set in and give them advice on things that you have done that has helped you, it becomes a war. Sometimes they show interest that they don't even want to listen to you. Sometimes they don't. You might just be speaking. I once heard a quote from, I think, a man of God saying that if you tell somebody who is not ready to learn, like if you pour knowledge on a surface that is not ready to receive it, it's just like pouring water on an oily surface. It just slips down, nothing happens, like nothing gets into their mind. So better, if you try once and it's not yielding anything, forget it. I mean, I'm telling you, I know some of you might have experienced this, but I'm also telling you that I've seen a lot of them, a lot of people who you try to help, but they seem like they are listening and they don't do it. You see them giving excuses. We ask them next time, have you tried to figure out what we discussed the last time? They'll give you excuses, like 1,000 excuses why they were not able to do it. And I tell myself, like, really? Something I've struggled to learn. Like, you know how you sometimes, when you don't have anybody to guide you, but you have to learn something. You go through all the wrong spots, like you take all the wrong path, make mistakes, and finally figures it some way, the correct way. So if you get somebody like that, like in this case me, that I've gone through all the bad paths, like the wrong paths, and I'm teaching you that this is the path. Maybe they think we don't have that credibility. So, but I can also come to you trying to brag about all the places that I've gone and it didn't work, all the steps, all the path that I took and it didn't work. I can't be bragging about that. So once you see that I'm doing this and I'm good, I'm seeing results and I'm good at it, and I'm trying to tell you that you need to do this. I mean, let me give you a typical example. So I have someone that is learning graphic designer. Okay, so yeah, recently he's struggling with making ends meet and all that. And I told the person that when I started, I made a lot of mistakes. Something like I added emotions to the work. I made even though you should have a good relationship with your client, but I made it too extreme that when I'm supposed to charge them, it becomes a problem. When they don't pay on time, I can't go. Yeah, so those are some of the things I was telling her. So he is more into the skills, learning the skills, but the business side of things, which is needed to make ends meet for you to continue the work, he's not serious about it. So I was trying to give advice. So the next time we spoke again, I was trying to follow up on whether he's made those changes. And he's kind of like, oh, still trying, still figuring things out, and it's not working. So I just knew that is one of those principles. I know sometimes you just know, but trying to still keep to it, you feel like, oh, you want to help somebody. But a lot of times you see that when trying to help people, trying to give them the knowledge you have, I mean, it doesn't end anywhere. They think like, oh, I've been doing something. It's hard for people to really change. It's really hard. Unless you get somebody who is really serious, wanting, like very eager to change what he's doing or trying to improve upon his life. Some of these people are really hard to meet, they are really hard to come by. And so it's only few people who take some of these advice very serious. But when you get, as I said earlier on, you get somebody who has gone through the paths and known that this works, this doesn't work. I mean, that is the best way. That is the easiest. I mean, to me, at least to me, that is the easiest way to figure out, do something faster and make it work, get results sooner. So don't force people to learn what you know. I mean, just allow them. If they really want to know, you can see from their actions, you can see from the energy they are putting into meeting you and all that. If you find value in what I'm telling you or what I'm sharing with you, I mean, you can subscribe to this channel. Another hard lesson I learned that I think might be very useful to anybody listening to me is when I hear about something in the past, when I hear about anything, whether business idea, like an opportunity to learn anything, I just jump into it without learning and trying to know more about the thing. It really hurts me. So, for instance, if it's like something I should learn, if I have to take 6 months to get a 10 to, I mean, the highest level, it takes me way longer because I don't have any prerequisite idea. Like I don't have any idea on how deep or how huge the thing can be. I just go into it. Once it get recommended to me by somebody I think I trust or I think is credible, I just jump into it. But I've realized now that you need to make a little bit. I mean, the slightest research and just ask somebody. Okay, I think I want to learn about this. Somebody you know who might be into it or know something about it. Just ask the person. I want to do something like this. What advice do you have for me? And trust me, it will cut your learning curve. If it's a business idea, oh, don't go there. The business ideas, minimize your risk of failing in business by first learning about it before you go into it. All right. So let me give you a scenario, like a story that I heard from a preacher some few months ago. Another pastor, not him, but another pastor heard about this investment opportunity, thinking that he, out of a good heart, he wants to help his church members. He just spread the news in church. I know, in church settings, the members trust the pastor that much. So any advice, even not if not everybody, some people take heed to it, like they take it serious and act on it. The pastor should have taken time to search about the thing. This is just an example, so you get me. So the pastor should have taken time to learn about it, not knowing it was like some fishy, scammy thing. And then one thing is that the members lost. The pastor also lost his credibility. He lost his church membership, which was a huge thing because I mean, just because he didn't take time to learn about what he thought is a good idea, because he also heard it from somebody who is credible. All what I'm trying to explain is that anything you hear, especially business ideas, opportunity to learn, or again, like any advice, even what I'm telling you now, you better don't take it just by taking it. I mean, search it. Like these days, information is really available to anybody. Information is everywhere. You can easily confirm. Ask. I mean, it's only people who are not willing to learn who fails at anything. That is my perception, and I've seen it over and over again, so I know it's true. Only people who are not willing to learn in any particular field fails in that field. I'm telling you, yes. So if anything you want to do, take time, learn about it before. It's not like those just on the surface learning, you don't really go much into it. You just ask, oh, how much do I earn? How much do I get out of it? How much? No, don't. Those questions are not really necessary. Okay, it's necessary, but that's not what I'm talking about. Learn about it, how it came about, how it works. If it doesn't work, is there any contract in it? If it fails, what happens? All these things, go into it. If you find an expert, somebody who is into it already, it will really help you. Ask necessary questions and also ask the person's advice on something you want to do. It is really helpful. It reduces the number of, let's say it's a new business, it reduces the number of hours or months or years it has to take for you to start building results. Number one, it also reduces the amount of time it will take you for you to learn and become an expert in that field.